Validity and accuracy of sensor data. Similar to the health status, orange-colored asterisk symbols will be displayed if the sensor has not passed the plausibility check. If the sensor data does not pass the validity checks, the data is still shown, but is marked orange.
Default primary sensor. As you can see on the ship position page in the menu Sensors, DGPS-1 has been selected as your default primary sensor.
Wind. The wind sensor provides data about the wind speed and direction. Wind information can be displayed in 4 ways. 1. On system information. True and relative wind. 2. On the left sidebar. True and relative wind. 3. Wind vector on the route monitoring tab in the monitoring panel. 4. Wind card on the route monitoring tab in the monitoring panel.
Secondary position sensor. If DGPS-1 is available again, it will automatically be restored as the primary sensor. After you confirm the question in the Position Source Restore in the pop-up window, DGPS-1 will be restored as the primary sensor. Types of units. On the Configuration panel under Units page, you'll find drop-down fields for selecting required measure units for ship and target speed, distances, precision distances, depths heights, draft, wind speed, and temperature.
Time zone. The time zone is displayed in the control panel. Use the clock button for switching to the ship's time.
Gyro error. If your gyro compass is not correct, the gyro input can be corrected. Click into the text box Gyro Error and enter a value between -5 degrees and +5 degrees. Switching units in an example. If you need to change the unit for measuring temperatures, go to the Configuration panel and select the Units page. In the drop-down field for temperature, you can select the unit. Position sources. You can choose between position sources that can each be used either as primary or secondary sources. DGPS-1, DGPS-2, dead reckoning, estimated position, echo reference, possibly to work with radar information. Note, the number of different position sources may differ from vessel to vessel. GPS is normally the standard sensor, and dead reckoning should only be used when GPS data is not available. Estimated position is similar to dead reckoning, but takes into account additional data on currents and drift. Echo reference needs ARPA data to constantly correct the ship's position depending on the range and bearing to stationary objects.
Sensor alerts. A warning will be generated when a sensor that has been selected as an information source, for example, a primary or secondary position sensor, delivers incorrect or incomplete data, or no data at all.
Heading, gyro. The settings of heading sources can only be done at a station with the status Master. On the heading page, you can select the heading source. To select the main source of heading, click the button. The data of the main source will be used for all calculations in the system. Where to find time zone settings. You can find and change settings of date and time on the time zone page of the configuration panel. Time zone takeover. Please note that after changing the time zone settings, your ship's time will also change. A time zone changed notification will appear on the display. Second position sensor as fallback functionality. The secondary position source is used as a fallback function. It can be found on the ship position page on the sensors panel. If the secondary position source is not set, there will not be an automatic switch to a backup.
Sensor source basic data. The primary and secondary window, and the course over ground, speed over ground, heading, and speed through water window on the control panel display the basic sensor data.
Select secondary fallback sensor. If you select, for example, DGPS2 as your secondary sensor, it will automatically be your fallback sensor in case your primary sensor fails. The button will be highlighted after selecting. Setting of current time zone. Under current time zone settings, the following options are available. 1. UTC time, not changeable, generally obtained by Global Navigation Satellite System. 2. Ship's time, changeable, dateline will automatically be recognized. 3. Time zone, changeable, difference west or eastwards to UTC.
Health status, color code. If the Navisailor does not receive sensor data or only receives incomplete information from the sensor, for example, DGPS1 will be marked orange, and the sensor data will be replaced by orange symbols.
Scheduled time zone change. You can change your ship's time according to your individual schedule by entering date and time. To activate this change function, click on the radio button. The ship's time will change automatically at the specified time. Predefined software hierarchy. In the case of a primary sensor breakdown, a warning will inform you about a sensor fault. If, for example, DGPS2 has been selected as your secondary sensor, it will become active after a specified period for fallback sensor activation, which is configured by the manufacturer.
Display options. The navigation data can be displayed together with its sensor source in different ways. 1. On the navigator panel, from the multi-panel display. 2. On an additional panel, through the extra window button. 3. On the left sidebar for conning information.